up, huh? You know, as he's doing now.
Hey, when you go later in the chapters, like, has he become as weak as we? That's, you're seeing the beginning of that right now with these smaller nations like Iran saying, if the U.S. goes to war with us, it's going to be done.
That's the next
We've got,
one.
you always bring up, we got sleeper Hezbollah cells in the U.S. So when the U.S. goes to war with Iran, they'll go hit up soft targets. They'll go to a mall and do an attack. Like,
it says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
They're looking at your debt system. They're looking at how you have no control over your women. They're looking at the numbers like, man, oh, he's declining, man. They're looking at every aspect of you, how you uphold yourself as a kingdom, and you're losing it. This is not the golden era anymore, man.
Big time.
All right? This is not the golden era anymore, you see? All right?
It said, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms is covered thee.
Yeah, you're going into debt, man. Hey, your infrastructure is weakening. The same things that caused the Roman Empire to weaken, that's causing you to be being weak, man. How the Roman Empire, they started mixing clay with the Roman denarius. But what did you do? You swapped the gold and silver out for Federal Reserve notes?
They gave women liberty to have rights. And when you look into the Roman Empire, they had something similar to that MGTOW movement, where you had a bunch of bachelors, and so many men were dealing with women that I think it was Augustus. He said, if you're a single man, during this point of the winter seasons, you have to run around the entire city of Rome as a tax, as a bachelor tax for being single. And also the Roman women were known for sleeping with the gladiators. And who were the gladiators? Jake. It's just like what you're seeing now. These Edomite women are sleeping with Jake. It's nothing new under the sun.
NFL men, NBA men, you know, gladiators.
And having little mixed babies.
It said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
How is the so-called white man falling from his kingdom, man? Right. And we're slowly seeing it now, but it's about to take off, man. Right. All right, this gathering of Israelite men, it couldn't happen 50 years ago.
Right.
This would have been the biggest lynching in America right now. Yep. There's even a street called Lynch Street. Plantation Boulevard or something, man. Yeah. We're in the South, man. We're in a place where you couldn't even look an Edomite in the eye 60 years ago, man. That's right. All right?
Hey, that was, if I could say, when the truth came into the earth, that was the beginning of the end for you devils, man. Because through the spirit, this place was going to be pulled down. So as soon as this truth came out, and brothers got on their feet and started preaching his word, that was the beginning of the end of America, man.
Right? That was from 1969. Yep. 1970, the truth came out. Yep. That was the beginning of the end.
Hey, and that's why the scriptures say that we shall be basically in this position for times and half a time, man. Meaning 350 years. And the crazy thing about it, when you look up the Strong's number for 350, the meaning of the Strong's number of 350, it says it's a harsh period of scrutiny. So that 350 years, the Lord was examining Israel, man. He was whipping that ass. And through that ass whipping, out of them 350 years of that ass whipping in darkness, he found 144,000 men that was worthy. And in the regeneration, he rose them up. So that's what you see. So what we witnessing right now in Babylon the Great is the destruction, man. And we ain't talking about the physical destruction is that's nothing. Most I say he gonna take this place out in an hour. What we witnessing is a strong decline through the spirit. If you walk up Bill Street, I guarantee you these brothers that's from Memphis, I guarantee you if you tell them 10 years ago, Bill Street was way more popping than it was now, man. If you go to Peachtree Street in Atlanta, lit. You go to Bourbon Street in New Orleans, I bet you 10 years ago it was turned up, man. But now you look at it, it's dead, man. Because the Most High is taking the spirit from this place, first and foremost, okay? So I just wanted to make that point. As soon as the prophets rose on their feet, like it tell you that, and what's that, Revelation 11? You know, Revelation 11, yeah, it says soon as,
2.5 days.
Yeah, and then it tells you that soon as, it said great fear fell on them when they stood on their feet, man.
God.
You know, so that great fear is them witnessing the prophets speak this, condemn them, and they can't do nothing about it, man.
And that's a historical pattern. Every time you saw the men of the Lord come out to condemn the empire, that was the end of their empire, pursuant to Jeremiah 28.
God.
Finish that, and we're going to get that.
If I could just say one thing, to back up what the brother said about 1969 is when he saw the end. What happened in 1969? The so-called moon landing that goes back to Obadiah. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle and set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down. Once that was Esau's pinnacle when he did the so-called moon landing, which he never went to the moon. He couldn't get past the firmament, but he did go into the sky. He was able to build like low orbit satellites and shit like that. So he was
Space
among,
stations and shit like that.
so he was among the stars. So that's when you saw the decline. It's just been a downward decline since that point.
But everything manifests in the spirit before it play out in the physical.
God.
And it says, O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which does weaken the nation?
And if I can make a point on that, how did these Edomites weaken the nation? If somebody real quick could get me Daniel 8 and 25. And then to further expound on how he weakened the nation, it was through his military might, man.
That's right.
And through his policy, the centralized banking. He weakened all of the nations. Okay? He established that Federal Reserve note, and he through war, through his military might, he pretty much forced people to use that dollar bill. And then he weakened their whole economic system, man.
The central banking, giving out loans to the different nations, putting them in debt. All right, that's weakening the nations as well, man. International Monetary Fund, weakening the nations. The whole Central South America is some of the richest places on the planet Earth, but they don't have access to their own resources, man. All right?
That's right.
This is scripture for what you both your brother said, basically going into the International Monetary Fund. It said in the scripture, it's Revelations 17:18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigned over the kings of the earth.
Yeah, and that woman is America.
Right.
That great city. You was gonna say something?
You on it, huh?
Yeah.
They put International Monetary Fund in all the nations and all the kings that apply to it, man. Under these different policies and things of that nature, man.
Yeah, and he made them drunk. He made them drunk because I guarantee. Oh, you got it. Bring it out, bro.
It's Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand.
Meaning it looked good. A golden cup. It looks good, but it's what's inside that cup that defiled the world. All right. So that's an act of deception. If I got a golden cup, but inside if I have a poison elixir, that golden cup is an act of deception, and that's what they did. Because the cup looks good, but what's inside of it is what's gonna kill you. And it's that philosophy, that deception, that destroyed them, man.
Does not the Lord have a scripture that say, don't just clean the outside of your cup, clean the inside also.
That's the
outside may be as good as the inside.
Hey, that's right. Hey, you look at it. If you take a cup from the house, you gonna make sure that the inside of that cup is what you gonna get. That's the outside. You might have a little spot on the bottom. You ain't think about that, man.
Yeah,
You know?
drinking.
From the wonders of our delicacies.
Yep.
That's right. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunk.
Yep. And when you in a state of being drunk, that symbolizes what? Confusion. All right. When you drunk, you're vulnerable, man. You're staggering. You have no stability.
God.
You know, you confused. You're in a confused state of mind. Anybody could overthrow a drunk man.
Yeah.
You could scam a drunk man out of $2 million, man. You make him feel good, give you $2 million. Yeah, come to the bank, man. You know, so they don't have no stability, man. Go ahead.
Simply because of their vulnerability.
Yep.
Right? It's easy to, like you said, ancestors, while we give you McDonald's, a strip club, we come in the bank, come and take you to the store. It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yep. Okay, and the nations are mad. So now that the nations are mad, what are you seeing? You seeing trade wars between America and China. You seeing the Iran, which are the Elamites, the Persians. You seeing them sending out threats to America. Why is that? Because the nations are mad, man.
God.
You seeing these different alliances that America made with the beast. Hey, the beast ready to light this motherfucker up, man.
Right. It also speaks about letting the weak sound strong.
Yep.
It's all going together in conversation.
Yep. Because now the battlefield is evening out. All right, because they're establishing their own reserve and they're establishing their own military. So they pretty much got the same thing that America got to offer. Okay? So that's why the scriptures say, let the weak say that I'm strong. You got it.
Matthew 23:25. Woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you may clean the outside of the cup
Yep.
and of the platter, but within y'all are filled with expulsions and excuses.
Yep. So it say you clean.
Excess excuses. Yeah, go ahead.
You clean the outside, but what to what avail is that if you don't clean the inside? If you don't clean the inside, you could be drinking the virus. Next thing you know, what? You throwing up. That's why the scriptures say what? It's not what goes in a man that defiles him. It's what comes out. And look at what's coming out these other nations. Burger King, McDonald's, Christmas. You got Chinese people that celebrate Christmas. So it's showing you that because they drunk of that wine, what's coming out of them is defiled, man.
These other camps, these other ABC camps out here.
Yeah.
They clean the outside, they put on beautiful garments, man. All bracelets on the arm, bands on the head, and marches and shit, Walmart boots and shit. But the inside, you know, they kidnapping, killing bitches, man. Yeah, right. That's right, man. Popping that woman in the butt. You know?
That's right, bro.
Let's see what Yahushua say. Verse 26. God blind Pharisees, clean first that which is within the cup.
Yeah, meaning your spirit. All right, that which is within your spirit. Go ahead.
And platter, that the outside of them may be clean also.
That's right. So eventually, as we clean our spirit, what happens? We'll inherit incorruption, meaning we'll get spiritual bodies. But it starts within. You know, that's why the Most High said, "How shall a man cleanse his way? It's through the washing of the word." You know, what's that song? 119? Yeah, if somebody can pull that. You know, you got it, my brother.
Isaiah 19:14. Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Yeah. Hey, that's what you go up the street, I guarantee you tonight you're gonna have people out here twerking, popping pills, drinking, smoking weed, you know, partying in excess. All right? Revelings. Okay, go ahead, bro.
And have caused Egypt to err in every way work thereof.
Yeah, everything about this place is off. That's why the scripture says, surely the turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Hey, you look at this place is totally upside down, man.
God.
Nothing is upright except for the elect. That's what the word just means. In the Hebrew, it's Yashawan, which is Jeshurun, which means upright, upright one. And that's the elect. Everybody else is defiled, man. And the Lord gave us the comforter that we can clean our spirit so we won't be drunk of this bullshit out here, man.
God.
Hey, you look at our people out here, they drunk, man.
Yeah.
Tattoos all in their eyebrows, you know, through. Okay?
Hey, Revelation.
Drunken man stagger in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or rank or worse may do.
That's right. So we rapidly approaching the end of America as we speak. And this right here is a testimony that we at the end.
God.
You know? You had something, bro?
Isaiah 31:1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help.
Yeah, now what is Egypt? Egypt is synonymous with bondage. Now America is known for what? What's that dark shadow that's hovering over America? Slavery.
Right.
That's the dark shadow over America. That's why every time you talk to a so-called white person, they want to put it under the rug. They want to act like they're the best of friends with you. Why is that? Because that dark shadow is always over them. They can never get rid of the history of America.
Yeah, and then also they know what goes around comes around.
They even like to add themselves with that. Oh, I'm 25% Native American.
Right.
Shit ain't gonna get you out of this now. You
Nowhere.
go through.
Yeah, because your seed go back to Edom at the end of the day. That's right. You know? Go ahead, bro.
It says, and they stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
That's right. And that's talking about our people, man. All right? That's why the scriptures say the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not consider. Now imagine your son, you raised him from an infant all the way up into a grown man just for him to turn his back on you for no reason. You know the type of hurt that's gonna make you feel? That's how you think the Most High feel then. How you think Yahweh Shai feel? That's why the Lord raised up Yahweh Shai, because he was tired of Israel, man. Cutting them short, man. Hey, we did the Most High wrong. You know, we did him dirty, and that's our Father. So what he do? He raised up his only begotten son, and then through him, he only dealing with Yahweh Shai, man. And I understand that, man. Here it is, the Lord, man, he fed us, he clothed us. You know, he gave us, he set us up over the nations, all for us to turn our back on the Lord. So he was hurt. That's why I said it repented him to make man. So that's why it's up to us as the servants of Yahweh Bashim Shai to do the right thing, man.
If I can add this, they left Egypt just to go and make a golden calf right next.
Yeah.
Some bullshit. I got a little bit more.
That's messed up. Go ahead, bro.
It says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his word, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity, man. You know, the Heavenly Father is finna come with those 200 million missiles, with those 20 million missiles to rain on Esau, 2/3 of Israel, and all the other nations, man, that ride with this place, man.
That's right, bro.
You know, you finish if you constantly believing in the philosophies and crafty BS that Esau pushes, man.
Yeah, because it's all craft.
Right.
It's all trickery, man.
To say a man could cut off his rod and not hear a woman, that's some crafty bullshit.
Yeah, that's like, who in their right mind is going to accept that?
Con.
Wickedness, man.
Yeah, that's why I say they sin shall reach you into heaven, you know?
That's it.
I actually got one changed the spirit of Israel against the Lord and the spirit of Esau. All right, well, this Isaiah 50:1. It says, thus said Yahweh, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your iniquities have ye sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away.
Yep.
All right, because why, man? The Father said, because of your iniquities, I have separated yourself from me, man.
Yep.
All right, because why, man? Going after the ways of Esau, different customs, the different laws. All right, we sold ourselves short, man.
Yeah.
To go with you went on when you brought out that road, go down to Egypt for help, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you got Jake out here. I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet $100 if it was a Popeyes right across the street, that line would be wrapped around the corner, and we'll still be barren.
Oh yeah.
So you know you got this fried chicken demon on niggas, but the word is right here. If they only knew the power of this word, they'd be lined up for this. But that's why the Lord separated himself from Israel for that type of BS, man. Stupid, man.
That's the main reason why the Lord got to do it with. Hey, America needed the reset button. You know your power, your PS4.
Yep.
All right, so that's what the Most High about to do, man.
Super Nintendo, they got the
Super Nintendo, the real reset.
Yeah.
This second Esdras 4:29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
That's right. So if this place ain't taken out, there's not going to be a righteous establishment, man. Anybody in their right mind can see that the only thing that America produces is wickedness, man. That's all right. If you can't see that, you in the state of denial and neglect. All right. This is the only country that's dropped a nuclear bomb twice.
Yeah.
If you can't see that this place is wicked, you're in denial.
Well, after the people waved the white flag, man.
Yeah.
Like Hiroshima, they came back and hit them with the bomb, man.
Man, little man and fat boy.
Bro, they had waved the flag like you got us, bro.
Yep.
You know, and they doubled back and like, no, we about to really get you.
Yeah.
We about to make a statement in the earth.
And that's why the scriptures tell you that, and what's that, Isaiah 14, like the brother just read, that shook the nations, man.
It did.
Hey, that shit got niggas. When America dropped that atomic bomb, niggas was shook. Niggas was shook.
It was also the beginning and the end because the nation started to build up their arms, man. They started to be like, you know what, we got to match wits with wits.
Yep.
Because this man is ruling the earth. Like, though, yeah, he was ruling with the sword, but everybody went sharpening their sword up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, look, we going to get ready, we got to fight fire. Look at this shit. Hey,
man.